Welcome to the SiEntries Administration System Event Setup Custom Fields tutorial. This tutorial will give you an overview of using custom fields and groups when setting up your event. If you are unfamiliar with the event setup system, then please ensure that you have watched both our Event Setup Basics and Event Setup Screens tutorial before continuing. Please always remember that we are here to help. If you have any questions or problems creating custom fields, then please speak to us at SiEntries Admin. We have lots of experience in setting up events for people. We also have some setup options which are only available to us, so if in doubt, then do ask. In SiEntries, custom fields are used for gathering event-specific information about an entry. This can be anything from a user's emergency contact details to their preferred start time. Custom groups are used to group one or more custom fields together with their own group title and optional description. Custom fields and groups can be used at participant, team or entry confirmation level. In this tutorial, we will be adding participant level fields, but the same rules apply for teams and entry-level fields. To add a new custom group, you need to select a new blank field group and click on the Add icon. You then need to give the group a title and an optional group description before saving it. Once you have a group, you need to add one or more fields to it to actually capture the data. Each custom field has to have an appropriate type. So for example, a telephone number field will only allow a telephone number to be entered, and a time field will only allow a valid time value to be entered. All custom fields have a similar structure in that they require a name and optional descriptive text. String fields are commonly used to capture free format data such as names, preferences or opinions, as shown in this example. All fields can also be made optional, in which case a user doesn't have to enter a value unless it is mandatory to do so. Number fields are used to capture a number. Sometimes number fields can also be associated with a fee, such as paying for parking permits or meals. In cases like this, the fee charged will be the number a user specified multiplied by the price of each item. If setting up a field with a fee, then don't forget to edit the fee rates to include the fee as well. Another common use of custom fields is lists. Fixed lists can be used where you want to allow people to choose from a series of options. So for example, t-shirt size or start block. You can also use fixed lists to limit the amount of times an option can be selected. So if you only have, say, 20 large t-shirts, you can make sure that no more than 20 of this option can be selected in total. User lists are commonly used for collecting team and club names. User lists allow a user to either select an existing item from a list or add a new one to the list if an appropriate value is not found. Custom fields can be created that are read-only or admin-only. Read-only fields are sometimes useful later in the entry cycle when, for example, start times have been allocated, as a read-only field can be added and populated with a user's start time, which they can see but not edit. Sometimes admin-only fields are also useful to hold data which a user can never see, such as if you want to keep a track of any entries where you have vetted them for prize eligibility. Note that there are several commonly used custom fields and groups already set up that you can copy and edit to your own requirements. Copying a predefined custom field or group is often a good way to get started, and can save you from having to do it yourself. You can also copy your own custom fields or groups. So if you have 2 or more similar questions, then you can set up the first one and then copy it before editing its details. If you set up a custom field or group in error, then you can delete it. Once you have set up your custom fields and groups, you can reorder them by just dragging and dropping them into the desired order. Note that in some instances it is necessary to only collect data from users entering a particular course or team type. So for example, a custom field group requesting proof of previous experience may only be applicable to people entering the Elites course. If you have a requirement for this sort of restricted data collection, then we can set this up on your behalf. We can also link custom fields for you with various validation options. An example of this might be a user list such as "Where did you hear about us?", where if a user chooses the other option, then they must also fill out an extra field stating where they actually did hear about you. If you are unsure about any aspect of setting up and maintaining custom fields and groups, then please ask us for help. We can set up appropriate fields for you, which you can then use as templates for any future events you may have. For further questions, please email admin@sientries.co.uk.